Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wakar Kardash, and the Heavenly Father, which you name is Yahweh and his only God Son, Bahashem, in the name of Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai. Those are the true names in ancient Paleo Hebrew, or Gosh Christ all the time. And I said Barakatham to the elders and apostles, Akim, Akwaf, and I say Shalom. And this is a sit-down lesson of the World War III news updates as of July the 18th, 2026 on this Saturday afternoon as tensions continue to testify over there in the battle of the Strait of Hormuz between Iran and the United States. And then the Russia and Ukraine situation heating up. And then you got the pro-Iranian groups going against the allies of the United States that's heating up different parts in the Middle East, which is Western Asia. We see signs of it. And this is a news article from Al Jazeera. This was recent news, even though this was reported yesterday. So this is recently just came out about a couple of hours ago. It says breaking news: two U.S. soldier. It says 2 U.S. service members unalive in Jordan and another missing in action. It says 3 minutes ago, photos, thousands of rallying in support of Gaza, right? Because you still got the Israel Defense Force continue to use airstrikes over there in the Gaza Strip. And then you still got the resistance of the Palestinians going against the Israel Defense Force. 18 minutes ago, Trump has destroyed 2 important diplomatic achievements, Iranian ambassador has said. 33 minutes ago, it says U.S. military plans to keep strictly enforcing Iran's naval blockage. And Iran potentially going to do the same thing as well too. It says Iran suggested that the minimum of the understanding of is suspended after 50 unalive in a U.S. strike in July. Iran Supreme Leader warns U.S. of unforgettable lessons amid the MOU breach. It says U.S. says 2 service members were unalive in Iranian strikes in Jordan. It's the book of Matthew, the 24th chapter. Matter of fact, Ecclesiasticus chapter 3, verse 1, to a time for everything. It says, to everything there is a season and a time of every purpose in heaven. Right, so we're definitely in those modern day times of seasons and every purpose in heaven, because we're in the time of seasons of nuclear war. Tensions are heating up between these armies of other nations. Ecclesiasticus 3, verse 7, go down a couple of verses. In a time to reign, in a time to sow, in a time to decide, in a time to speak. So we're in the time of speaking of these escalations heating up between these armies of other nations. And we're in a time of biblical signs and prophecies are increasing. Just like it says in the book of Habakkuk 2, verse 3, for the vision shall from point in time the hand shall speak not lie, terror, wait for it, because it shall not tarry. So these are prophecies not tarry, they are increasing. And we're definitely in those modern day times and seasons of these war, evil, and pestilence, especially these nuclear wars heating up on a day-to-day basis. Ecclesiasticus chapter 3, verse 8. It says, in a time to love, in a time of HATE, in a time of war, in a time of peace. Right, so we're definitely testifying living in a time of war, and we're definitely living in a time of HATE that's increasing. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 24, in verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars, rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled for all these things, which first come to pass, but then it's not yet. Right, so that's what we're seeing: wars, rumors of wars. As I mentioned again, tensions are heating up between the Russia-Ukraine situation, and then you got the escalations are heating up between the Houthi rebels going against the Saudi Arabia and the coalition forces of Yemen versus the Houthi rebels over there in the Mediterranean Sea, the Red Sea. Matthew 24, verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, white Russia, Ukraine, Belarus, and Russia together versus the European Union and NATO. And then on and off tension between NATO and the United States, led bloc of the United States. Tension between North Korea versus South Korea, Japan, and the United States. Tension between China and Taiwan. Tension between Pakistan, Afghanistan, between those borders. The tensions are heating up between those armies or factions over there in Sudan and South Sudan. And then tensions are heating up over there in Myanmar. And then tensions are heating up over there in the Disputed Territorial Islands, not too far from South China Sea, other Southeast Asian countries. So we definitely see the wars, rumors of wars, nation against nation, kingdoms heating up on a day-to-day basis. For nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places, right along with it. It's the book of Luke 21 and verse 25. It says, and there shall be signs in the sun, and the moon, and the stars, and upon the earth, perplexity of nations will perplex the rich glory. So we see the nations are here perplexing, and Yahushua is showing us these signs in the sun, and moon, and stars as well too, along with it. It's the book of Mark, chapter 13, in verse 7. It says, and ye shall hear of wars, rumors of wars, be not troubled, for such things must need be, but the ends shall not be yet. Right? So it must need be come to pass with the field, but it's not going to be just yet done. So on a day-to-day basis, we can see these heavy escalations and tensions heating up between these armies of other nations, and especially as of right now, the Iranians versus the United States armies heating up. It says, Mark 13, verse 8, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, which goes to Ephesus, and there shall be earthquakes in diverse places, and there shall be famines and troubles. These are the beginning of sorrow, right? So these are the beginning stages of sorrow. There's no war to come and not war to. You know, we're living in biblical times and science times. I think it's a news article that came out from a time of Israel. They're saying that the United States has sent more war planes over there in the Middle East, which is Western Asia. And this is from the time of Israel, updated 20 minutes ago. It says 2 U.S. troops unalive in an Iranian missile attack. That's locked in. As the Supreme Leader brings to teach the United States Army's unforgettable lesson. SITCOM reports that another soldier in missing in action. The IDF says its court has been operatives plotting drones near the troops in southern Lebanon. Why could you still got tensions still escalating between the borders of Israel and Lebanon? Apex stopped talking contributed for House Democrats who voted to cut U.S. military aid to Israel. Updated 30 minutes ago. It says U.S. reportedly sending more war planes to the Middle East as fighting with Iran intensified. It says the IDF, this was 1 hour ago, it says the IDF says explosives that unalive a Lebanese soldier was planted by the Hezbollah. This is Prophet Joel, chapter 3, in verse 9. Two.
He said it couldn't be on, but that bad food came up from the business.
Yeah, this is it. I got my health coverage. I got my health coverage.
Yeah, they say you know that shit. That is a new health card.
Yeah, my dear.
Yeah, this stuff is free. All of it is that.
Okay.
And you put some of that rice and put some food. What they say? Health card.
Mm-hmm.
You got that letter this week. Oh, they just tell me what we're going to have a mix here.
Mm-hmm. No.
So, you know, I mean, snacks.
No.
They so you back going to the block.
Hmm.
But,
No, just my no, just my medical and stuff. Yeah, that's all it is.
you got to keep that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Right, because I'm already receiving medical benefits already.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause remember that time I had accidentally filled it out twice because at
Oh,
first I was
yeah,
thinking,
they do shit.
yeah, because they kept on sending me those requests to like do the redetermination, and then I had mistakenly did it twice, so they had to end for that one because I was already receiving it already. Because that won't make no sense receiving it twice.
We
Yeah,
done back in show about this on the stand.
yeah,
The other one got cool, that's great.
yeah, sure, yeah, that's all it is.
She got to do that shit from the back.
Right.
They give you that.
Mm-hmm.
They tell you a lot too. I don't even concentrate on that shit anymore.
Right. Yeah.
Whatever they do, what you get in it, you get enough of the back.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I see. He just left. Oh. Oh, your bill $54.
54, yeah.
Yeah.
My mother last payment in September.
Your last payment. Let's see.
Dang. Maybe I give you this shit. You ain't like $54.
Yeah, $54.
That's all I got to pay.
Yeah, you got 2 more months left for the installment payments.
Yeah.
You got 2 more months.
Oh, okay.
Like you said, all the way into September and October.
Yeah, the one I told you. All I was $54.
You got $54.
I get $54. The time and my stuff.
August the 4th. Yeah, August the 4th, $54. $54.41.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. So your total charges, your previous ones was $197. You paid that $81, and then your balance was $116, and then the new bill came in $115, 59%. Then it brought it up to a total of $131. So overall, you've been knocking down your payments, so you down to like $131.
See, they told you.
You know,
I paid $54.
paying $54. Then knock it back down again.
I was getting my truck fixed.
Yeah.
Shit. Good with that.
Yep.
Yeah. And I paid like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, real good.
Yep.
I was a new one.
No.
You ain't got nothing payments.
Yeah.
The same thing she got the same.
Yeah.
And that's when you see that too.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, when I ride that bus, you wash your hands.
Yeah, definitely.
Everybody be
Ain't lying about that. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. This is Salaki for that. This is Joel chapter 3 verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty man. Let all the men of war draw near and come up. Right, so that's what we're seeing over there in the Middle East, which is Western Asia. Battle Jehoshaphat, Armageddon, Armageddon, the army of mountain of troops. As we are seeing tensions are heating back up over there in Western Asia, over there in the Persian Gulf. We're seeing the United States recently sent some more war planes over there in the Middle East as the tensions between them and Iran is intensifying by the day. It says, Joel chapter 8, verse 10, beat your plowshares and swords and the plunderers and the spears and let the books sound strong. Right, so just like you got a new message from the new supreme leader of Iran, he was saying that he's going to continue to push forth his they're going to continue to push forth, send that message towards the United States, a unforgettable, undeniable military strength. Sending them that message. He was saying that that deal that they signed, the understanding of the minimum of the understanding of the deal that was on June 17th that they signed. He said that deal was a false deal, a false sign. So that hey, we starting to see that the way Sam strong. These proxy groups, these pro-Iranian groups, they definitely are rising up against the Israel Defense Force and the United States armies and their allies. So that tensions are heating back up over there in the Middle East on both sides of armies and nations clashing against one another. So these are political wars, economical wars, nuclear wars, trade wars, sanction wars, oil wars, nuclear wars, definitely heating up. And then the battle of the Strait of Hormuz heating up between the United States and Iran. It was a news article from Al Jazeera that I just seen a couple minutes ago that I just read already. That the United States said they're going to continue to block the Strait of Hormuz. And then Iran is going to do the same thing, continue to manage the Strait of Hormuz. And continue to use heavy airstrikes against the military armies and its allies in that Gulf region of those Arab countries over there in that region. And this is the book of Revelations 11 verse 14. The second will pass, and behold, the third will come quickly. Right, so the second will pass, behold, the third will come quickly. So World War III is definitely heating up on a day-to-day basis between the Iranians and the United States armies. And then Russia-Ukraine situation that's heating up as well too, and all these other nuclear escalations and tensions heating up over there in the Middle East, which is Western Asia. As we see in the Armageddon, the Battle of Jehoshaphat is heating up over there in Western Asia. Because you're still going to see the nations are continuing to be gathered up over there in that region, as it says in the book of Joel, the 3rd chapter. Because the Heavenly Father is going to continue to put that warlike mindset of these are armies of nations, and that's what we're seeing. So the second will pass, but the third will come quickly. It's increasing by the day, So with that, hopefully this sit down. This was edifying of the World War III news updates as of World War III news updates as of July the 18th, 2026 on this Saturday afternoon. So hopefully this was edifying. And with that, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Wakakadash. And Heavenly Father, your name is Yahweh, and his unbegotten Son, Bahashem, in the name of Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai. Those are the true names in ancient Paleo Hebrew, the Lashdash to the tongue. And I said, Barakathon to the elders and apostles, Wa'akim, Akbar. Until next time, I would say, Kwame Asherallah, and above the ball, Shalom.